The journey of banana cake production truly begins at the source, long before any mixing bowl is filled or oven is heated. Everything depends on the quality of the bananas, because bananas are not just an ingredient in this process. They are the soul of the cake. In modern banana cake factories, manufacturers understand that no amount of technology can fix poor raw material, which is why enormous attention is given to selecting bananas at the perfect stage of ripeness. Farmers monitor banana bunches daily, observing changes in color, firmness, and sugar development. The ideal banana for cake production is fully mature but not overly soft, carrying a natural sweetness that will intensify during baking without turning bitter or fermented. Harvesting is done carefully to avoid bruising, because even small internal damage can affect flavor and texture once the fruit is processed at scale. Workers cut banana bunches by hand and lower them gently to prevent impact. Immediately after harvesting, bananas are placed in ventilated crates designed to allow airflow while protecting the fruit during transport. Speed is critical at this stage, as delays can cause uneven ripening or spoilage. From the farm, the bananas are transported directly to the factory under controlled conditions, often in covered vehicles that protect them from heat and direct sunlight. When the bananas arrive at the factory, they enter a controlled receiving zone where the first layer of quality control begins. Trained inspectors visually examine the bananas, checking for color uniformity, size consistency, and absence of mold or physical damage. Alongside human inspection, modern factories use optical scanners and sensors to assess ripeness levels and detect defects that may not be visible to the naked eye. Bananas that are underripe are diverted to controlled ripening rooms, while overripe or damaged fruit is removed entirely from the production line to protect overall quality. Approved bananas move forward on stainless steel conveyor belts into the washing section. This stage is not just about cleanliness, it is about food safety. High-pressure water jets remove dirt, dust, latex residue, and any surface contaminants picked up during harvesting and transportation. Food-grade sanitizing solutions are often used to eliminate bacteria and microorganisms, ensuring the bananas meet strict hygiene standards. The washing systems are carefully calibrated to be thorough yet gentle, preventing damage to the delicate fruit. Once washed, the bananas proceed to automated peeling machines. These machines are designed to replicate the gentle precision of human hands, but at an industrial scale. Mechanical arms score the peel and remove it cleanly, leaving the fruit intact. The peels are immediately separated from the edible portion and transported away from the main line. In many factories, banana peels are not wasted. They are collected for composting, animal feed, or bioprocessing, supporting sustainable manufacturing practices. The peeled bananas then move into the pulping section, one of the most critical stages in banana cake production. Here, industrial crushers and rotating blades break down the fruit into a smooth, uniform paste. This process must be carefully controlled because overprocessing can introduce excess air or heat, while underprocessing can leave lumps that affect the final cake texture. The goal is a silky, consistent banana pulp that carries natural moisture and concentrated flavor. As the bananas are transformed into pulp, temperature control becomes extremely important. Heat can degrade flavor compounds and alter sweetness, so the pulping machines are designed to operate efficiently without raising temperatures beyond safe limits. Sensors continuously monitor the pulp's temperature, texture, and flow rate, ensuring consistency from batch to batch. This level of precision allows factories to maintain the same taste and quality whether producing hundreds or thousands of cakes per hour. The freshly produced banana pulp is transferred into large stainless steel holding tanks. These tanks are temperature-controlled and sealed to protect the pulp from air exposure and contamination. At this stage, quality technicians collect samples to analyze sugar levels, acidity, moisture content, and aroma. Bananas naturally vary depending on season, region, and growing conditions, so these tests allow the factory to adjust later stages of the recipe if needed. This ensures that the final cake tastes the same every single time, regardless of slight natural differences in the fruit. Hygiene remains a constant priority throughout this entire process. All equipment is made from food-grade materials and cleaned regularly using automated cleaning-in-place systems. Workers follow strict sanitation protocols, wearing protective clothing, gloves, and hair coverings. Every surface that touches the banana pulp is monitored to prevent contamination, because even a minor lapse can affect an entire production run. What makes this stage especially important is that banana pulp defines the cake's moisture, sweetness, and aroma. Unlike artificial flavoring, real banana pulp reacts differently during baking. Its natural sugars caramelize, its moisture creates softness, and its fibers contribute to structure. This is why factories invest so heavily in perfecting this early phase. A well-prepared banana pulp allows the rest of the process to flow smoothly, reducing the need for additives or corrections later. By the time the pulp is ready to move to the mixing stage, it has already passed through multiple layers of control, refinement, and testing. What began as fresh fruit on a farm has now become a carefully prepared base ingredient, optimized for industrial baking without losing its natural character. This transformation from whole bananas to smooth, consistent pulp is not just a mechanical process. It is a carefully managed balance of nature and technology. Every successful banana cake owes its flavor to this foundation. If the bananas are poorly selected, improperly washed, or inconsistently pulped, the final product will suffer no matter how advanced the ovens or packaging systems are. That is why modern banana cake factories treat this first stage as the most critical part of the entire production line. It is here that quality is established, flavor is preserved, and the identity of the cake is formed. By the end of this phase, the factory has done more than prepare an ingredient. It has captured the essence of ripe bananas in a stable, uniform form, ready to be transformed into golden, soft, and flavorful cakes. Everything that follows, from mixing to baking and packaging, depends on the success of this initial journey from fresh bananas to smooth pulp. Once the banana pulp has been perfected, the factory shifts into a phase where precision, timing, and controlled conditions become the driving forces behind transforming that pulp into a finished cake. This stage is where raw ingredients are carefully brought together and where science quietly guides every movement of machines and mixers. Precision mixing is not simply about combining ingredients. It is about controlling texture, structure, and air content so that every banana cake emerges soft, moist, and evenly baked. The process begins in the mixing hall, a vast space filled with industrial mixers engineered to handle large volumes without sacrificing consistency. Before any mixing begins, each ingredient is measured with extreme accuracy. Flour, sugar, leavening agents, salt, and spices are weighed using automated dosing systems that can measure down to fractions of a gram. Liquid ingredients such as eggs, oils, milk, and flavor extracts are also precisely metered. This level of accuracy is essential because even small deviations can alter how the batter behaves during baking, affecting rise, crumb structure, and moisture retention. The banana pulp is introduced first, forming the base of the mixture. Its temperature and viscosity are carefully monitored, as both factors influence how well other ingredients integrate. Sugar and fats are added next, beginning a creaming process that dissolves sugar evenly into the banana pulp while trapping microscopic air bubbles. These air pockets are crucial as they help create a light, tender texture once the cake is baked. Industrial mixers rotate at carefully programmed speeds, ensuring thorough blending without overworking the batter. Eggs are incorporated gradually rather than all at once. This controlled addition allows the mixture to emulsify properly, binding fats and liquids into a stable structure. If eggs were added too quickly, the batter could separate, leading to uneven texture in the finished cake. Sensors within the mixing system continuously monitor resistance and consistency, allowing the machine to adjust mixing speed automatically. This ensures that the batter reaches the ideal smoothness without excessive agitation. Dry ingredients are introduced slowly through automated feeders. Flour and leavening agents are sifted as they enter the mixer, preventing clumps and ensuring even distribution. Overmixing at this stage could develop too much gluten, resulting in a dense cake, so mixing times are tightly controlled. The goal is to achieve a batter that is smooth, uniform, and fluid enough to flow easily, yet stable enough to hold air. Temperature management remains critical throughout the mixing process. Heat generated by friction can negatively impact the batter, so cooling systems are often integrated into the mixers. Maintaining the batter within a narrow temperature range ensures that leavening agents activate only during baking, not prematurely during mixing. This careful control sets the stage for proper rise once the batter enters the oven. Once mixing is complete, the batter is allowed a brief resting period. During this time, the flour hydrates fully, air bubbles stabilize, and the batter reaches optimal viscosity. Though short, This resting phase plays a vital role in ensuring uniform baking and consistent texture. From here, the batter flows through stainless steel pipes toward depositing machines that portion it with remarkable accuracy. Depositing machines are calibrated to deliver exact quantities of batter into each mold or tray. Consistent weight is essential not only for appearance, but also for baking performance. Cakes that are too full may overflow or bake unevenly, while underfilled molds can produce dry results. Automated systems ensure that every mold receives the same amount of batter, creating uniformity across thousands of cakes. The filled molds travel along conveyor belts into industrial tunnel ovens. These ovens are designed with multiple heat zones, each serving a specific purpose. As the batter enters the oven, it encounters a gentle rise in temperature. This initial zone allows the batter to expand slowly as leavening agents activate, forming the cake's structure. Too much heat at this stage could cause rapid expansion and collapse, so the temperature increase is gradual and controlled. As the cakes move deeper into the oven, they reach higher temperatures that set the structure and develop flavor. Natural sugars in the banana pulp begin to caramelize, enhancing sweetness and creating a rich aroma. Proteins from eggs coagulate, giving the cake stability, while starches gelatinize to form a soft yet resilient crumb. Moisture evaporates at a measured rate, ensuring the cake remains tender rather than dry. Oven sensors constantly monitor temperature, humidity, and airflow. If any variation is detected, adjustments are made instantly to maintain consistency. This level of automation allows the factory to produce identical results regardless of external conditions, such as ambient temperature or humidity. Every cake follows the same baking path, experiencing the same conditions from start to finish. The final zone of the oven focuses on achieving the signature golden brown color. Surface sugars react with heat to create a lightly crisp exterior while locking moisture inside. By the time the cakes exit the oven, they are fully baked, aromatic, and structurally sound. The transformation from batter to cake is complete, guided entirely by controlled heat and precise timing. Throughout this entire stage, the factory balances efficiency with craftsmanship. While machines handle the heavy work, human expertise defines the parameters that guide them. Recipes are tested, refined, and adjusted based on continuous feedback from quality control teams. This collaboration between technology and experience ensures that every banana cake meets the same high standard. Precision mixing and controlled baking do more than create consistency. They protect the natural qualities of the banana pulp introduced at the very beginning. The careful handling of ingredients, the measured introduction of heat, and the attention to timing all serve one purpose: to deliver a cake that tastes homemade while being produced at industrial scale. By the time the cakes leave the oven, they carry the results of countless calculated decisions. Every gram of ingredient, every second of mixing, and every degree of heat has played a role. This stage transforms raw components into a finished product that is soft, flavorful, and visually appealing. It is here that the banana cake truly takes shape, setting the foundation for the final steps of cooling, inspection, and packaging that will prepare it for consumers. In the end, precision mixing and controlled baking represent the heart of banana cake manufacturing. They are where science quietly ensures perfection, allowing each cake to rise evenly, bake thoroughly, and deliver the familiar taste and texture that customers expect every time they take a bite. Once the banana cakes emerge from the oven, their journey is far from complete. At this stage, the cakes are fully baked but still extremely delicate, carrying internal heat and moisture that must be managed carefully. Cooling is not simply a waiting period. It is a critical process that determines the final texture, shelf life, and structural stability of the cake. If cooling happens too quickly, the cake can crack or dry out. If it happens too slowly, condensation may form, leading to sogginess or microbial risk. To avoid these issues, modern banana cake factories rely on controlled cooling tunnels that guide the cakes gently from oven temperature down to a stable, ambient state. As the cakes enter the cooling tunnel, they move steadily along conveyor belts while filtered air circulates around them. The airflow is precisely regulated to remove heat evenly from all sides of the cake. Temperature sensors track internal and surface heat, ensuring that cooling occurs gradually and uniformly. This controlled environment allows moisture to redistribute within the cake, preserving softness while preventing collapse. During this phase, the internal structure of the cake finishes setting, locking in the light crumb formed during baking. Once cooled to the proper temperature, the cakes move to automated demolding systems. These machines are designed to release the cakes from their trays or molds without damaging their shape. Gentle mechanical lifts, air pulses, or flexible mold surfaces allow each cake to separate cleanly. This step requires exceptional precision, as even slight resistance can tear the surface or distort the edges. The success of demolding is a direct reflection of proper baking and cooling, making it an important indicator of overall process control. After demolding, the cakes are transferred to inspection lines where quality control becomes the primary focus. At this stage, every cake is evaluated to ensure it meets the factory's standards for appearance, texture, and consistency. High-resolution cameras scan the cakes from multiple angles, checking for uniform color, proper height, and surface smoothness. Advanced vision systems can detect imperfections that the human eye might miss, such as uneven rise or minor cracks. Alongside automated inspection, trained quality control staff observe the cakes as they pass along the conveyor. Human judgment plays a crucial role, particularly in assessing subtle characteristics like shape symmetry and overall presentation. Random samples are selected for manual checks, where cakes may be sliced to evaluate internal crumb structure, moisture distribution, and banana aroma. This combination of technology and human expertise ensures that only cakes meeting strict quality criteria continue forward. Cakes that fail to meet standards are immediately removed from the line. Rather than being wasted, many of these cakes are repurposed for secondary products or donated where regulations allow, reinforcing sustainable practices within the factory. However, the primary production line remains uncompromising, allowing only near-perfect cakes to move toward packaging. For products that include additional elements, such as fillings, coatings, or toppings, this stage introduces another layer of precision. Automated systems apply creams, glazes, or chocolate coatings with exact measurements. The timing of these additions is carefully controlled, as the cake must be cool enough to prevent melting but warm enough to allow proper adhesion. Decorative elements are applied uniformly, ensuring visual consistency across all products. Packaging is where freshness and safety are sealed into the final product. Banana cakes are transferred into packaging machines that wrap them in food-grade materials designed to protect against air, moisture, and physical damage. Depending on the product, packaging may involve flow wrapping, tray sealing, or modified atmosphere packaging. In some cases, oxygen levels inside the package are reduced to slow spoilage and extend shelf life without the need for preservatives. Each package is sealed with precision, ensuring airtight closure. Labels are applied automatically, displaying essential information such as ingredients, nutritional values, manufacturing dates, batch numbers, and expiration dates. This information ensures full traceability, allowing the factory to track each cake back to its production batch if needed. Accuracy at this stage is vital, as labeling errors can lead to regulatory issues or consumer mistrust. Before leaving the packaging area, every cake undergoes a final safety inspection. Metal detectors and X-ray systems scan the packaged products to ensure no foreign objects are present. Weight checkers confirm that each package meets declared weight requirements, removing any underfilled or overfilled units. These systems operate continuously, providing real-time feedback and maintaining compliance with food safety regulations. Once approved, the packaged cakes are grouped into cartons and stacked onto pallets using automated palletizing systems. Each pallet is wrapped securely to protect the products during transportation. The pallets are then moved into climate-controlled storage areas where temperature and humidity are carefully maintained. This controlled storage environment preserves product quality until distribution. Distribution is the final link in the banana cake's journey. From the warehouse, cakes are loaded onto refrigerated or temperature-regulated trucks, depending on shelf life requirements. Logistics teams coordinate deliveries to ensure products reach retailers quickly and efficiently. Timing is essential, as freshness remains a key selling point. From supermarkets to local shops, the cakes are placed on shelves where consumers will eventually select them, often unaware of the complex process behind each slice. Throughout this final phase, the factory's focus remains unwavering. Protect the quality created earlier in the process. Cooling preserves texture, inspection guarantees consistency, and packaging safeguards freshness and safety. Every system works together to ensure that the cake reaching the consumer is just as soft, flavorful, and appealing as it was when it first left the oven. In the end, this stage represents the factory's promise to the consumer. It is where all the effort invested in ingredient selection, mixing, and baking is protected and delivered. A banana cake is not considered complete until it has passed every check, sealed securely, and prepared for the journey beyond the factory walls. What began as fresh bananas has now become a finished product, ready to be enjoyed with confidence, consistency, and trust.